Okay. Hello, Leos, and welcome to your May 2026 monthly horoscope. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Justyna, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. All right, so today we are going to look at the most important events happening in May, and I'll tell you how they will influence your rising sign, also called the ascendant sign. But you can also watch this horoscope for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. I follow Western astrology, tropical zodiac, so welcome. All right, so we start this brand new month on a rather intense note. Now, the reason for that is because we've got a full moon happening in Scorpio on the very 1st of May. This full moon is happening at 11 degrees of Scorpio. Scorpio is a water fixed sign. So we've got 2 fixed lunations this month, 3 in total, because we start with a full moon as well. But here the energies are more intense as we begin the month with Scorpio energy, the sign associated with transformation, rebirth, anything to do with deep and profound energies. This full moon activates your 4th house. The 4th house is the foundation of your chart. And this is the area of emotional well-being, emotional stability, security, but also anything to do with your roots, where you come from, your home life, your family, your roots. I think I already said that. But here, what's happening here, something is coming to light, something is coming to up to the surface. Now, here, the first thing that comes into my mind is that perhaps you might be dealing with some home-related renovations. Now, Scorpio energy is generally connected in the home sphere. If we think about the home and Scorpio, it's connected to dark places that we don't often want to visit or see or approach. So this could see you perhaps doing a big clear out, decluttering, maybe dealing with drainage, maybe dealing with some bathroom, toilet renovations of some kind. But also Scorpio energy is connected to insects and spiders and cockroaches. Hopefully that's not the case for you, but maybe for some, this could be dealing with some kind of insects. It's not really insects, I would say, but I think it's insects. But those little creatures, maybe that's the better word, that perhaps if they are in your home, that perhaps you will be getting rid of them, eliminating them, doing a clear out. This sort of dynamics could be very much the case, but this could be also about the situation that is reaching a turning point related to your home and family dynamics, emotional stability, security as well. So generally, Scorpio energy helps you, especially a full moon, which heighten our emotions, our feelings as well. So Scorpio energy brings something to light here connected to your home and family dynamics, something is reaching a turning point. Maybe this is connected to a situation at your home, family dynamics, or perhaps this could be also about some internal emotional realizations you might have. But here we have a square to Pluto. Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio, and we've got it's a wide square, but because Pluto is a slow-moving planet, here we take this square into consideration. So Pluto is currently in your 7th house of your relationships, contracts you have with other people, business partnerships as well. So what is happening at home during this time is probably going to influence your relationship dynamics, one-to-one connections to a certain degree. And this could be connected to perhaps some pressure coming from a partner or perhaps a realization how your relationship, how a specific connection relationship influences or impacts your emotional well-being, your stability in your life, but at the same time, or maybe this could be connected to some possible changes at your home shift. Maybe you're realizing that your relationship dynamic is no longer sustainable, and this could also impact your living situation, your stability, emotional stability to a certain extent. Now, at the same time, we've got Mercury, the planet of communication, our thinking processes, our mindset, conjoining with Chiron at 27 degrees of Aries in your 9th house. So this energy could bring some strong thoughts, realizations, awareness through your beliefs, through your life philosophy, through engaging in activities that can help you grow, that can help you move forward with your life, that generally make you think about your path, about the direction that you're heading. Now, Chiron generally being activated here with Mercury, this could be connected also to some thoughts, unhealed thoughts, situations or people, individuals that kind of blocked your path, that maybe influenced your path in one way or another. These sort of memories could come back to the surface as well. But this conjunction could also show up in you questioning your direction, questioning your path, whether you're heading in the right direction or whether something needs to change. Maybe you are not on the right track. So this energy could potentially also bring a certain degree of uncertainty about your path. Maybe this is also about completely confronting beliefs, life philosophies that no longer align, that no longer serve you. So you might realize that the current direction that you're heading no longer aligns with your inner truth, with your inner foundation. So here on May the 3rd, on the other hand, Mercury enters Taurus. That's your 10th house of career, public life, public visibility. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of influence happening in the upper part of your chart, which is connected to your outer life, your public life, public visibility. Mercury in the 10th house here, communication and your thinking processes are here connected or shifting towards your career, your public life. And this could generally see you thinking more about your career direction, your public life, your public achievements, your long-term direction as well. For some, this could manifest as in meetings and lots of meetings, deadlines, projects, and anything that is connected to mental stimulation. Remember, with Taurus energy as well, this energy can be at times slow, but at the same time, it requires stability, consistency, and it gives that strong sense of determination as well. Now, on May the 6th, we've got, just bear in mind, Mercury will only stay in Taurus for 2 weeks. It's a 2 weeks influence. And then on the 6th of May, Pluto, the planet of transformation, regeneration, and death and rebirth, turns direct in Aquarius at 5 degrees. So this retrograde occurs every single year. It's not something unusual, but whenever a planet stations retrograde, its energy manifests internally rather than externally, like when it's in a direct motion. So this energy is happening in your 7th house of your relationships, unions, one-to-one connections, people with whom you have a contract. So overall, this energy could make you reassess your relationship dynamics, your important connections in your life. Generally, this energy will also make you more aware of any power struggles, power dynamics, any situations that make you feel vulnerable, disempowered overall. And this energy could also make you understand, especially towards the end of this retrograde, as we will approach direct motion, which will happen towards the end of the year. But this could also make you realize who is aligned with you energetically, emotionally speaking, and who isn't necessarily. So generally, something is going to be shifting internally, especially in how you see others. Now, on May the 16th, we've got a new moon happening in the sign of Taurus. And this new moon is going to take place at 25 degrees of Taurus. So here, new moons are connected to beginnings. And during this time, the moon is dark in the sky. So even though very often we've got ideas and thoughts and maybe a little bit of that energy that wants us to initiate, this is a good time for writing things down, setting intentions, not necessarily for making any huge changes, drastic changes, because the moon is dark at this time, as I mentioned just a moment ago, and we are not yet fully aware of what is going on in terms of where this idea is going to take us. Now, with Taurus energy, this is about stability, sustainability. Whatever you commit to, yes, you can get through, you can push it forward, but at the same time, this is your 10th house. This is about your life goals, your career direction, professional life as well. So imagine you would have had Mercury here now for 2 weeks by the time the new moon in Taurus occurs. So you would have had these thoughts already, perhaps realizations, maybe some important meetings, conversations that may have also brought some ideas and so on. So this new moon is great for setting intentions, for writing, for journaling, creating a vision map. But this is generally when you start to begin to build something that could potentially be of a lasting, sustainable nature. It's not about rushing or speeding things up. That's not what Taurus energy is about. This is about a sustainable and a stable approach. On the 17th, Mercury moves into Gemini, and then on the 18th, we've got Mars entering Taurus. So it generally it looks like the second part of May, and then and the initial, generally Gemini season is a very sociable month for you, with Mercury, the Sun, of course, and Uranus that is completely shifting this area of your life, your groups, group associations, your social connections as well. But let's first talk about Mars, because Mars usually stays in a sign for about 7 weeks, more or less, sometimes 8, sometimes 6, it depends. But here Mars enters Taurus on the 18th, and this is your 10th house. So as you can see, you've had a gradual influence in this area of your life. So we had, of course, in April, the Sun entered Taurus, Uranus and Venus conjunction occurred. Now we had a new moon as well on the 16th, and now Mars comes here. So Mars will cross all these degrees that were activated throughout April and May. And this is interesting because think about what situations occurred, opportunities, important meetings, conversations that took place throughout, especially here the second part of April and these first 2 weeks of May, because here Mars will activate these energies and there could be some momentum taking place. So this is quite interesting because Mars is the planet of action. Mars is the planet of influence. Mars gives us energy and courage, assertion as well. Just with Mars and Taurus, this isn't about rushing, because if you rush, if you're too impatient, then you might get frustrated. Taurus doesn't like to be rushed. It likes to move at its own pace. So this is connected to your public life now. And yes, you will feel the motivation and eagerness, but you still need to move at a steady pace to see sustainable and satisfying outcomes and results. But this is a good time for taking these concrete steps to reach your milestones, to reach your goals. This energy helps you to assert yourself in your public life, in your career life, but at the same time, watch out for any tendencies that can make you lash out or perhaps get upset when things get out of control, for example. So it's about balance and being aware of these tendencies, energies, but at the same time, this energy can also help you to move ahead with your goals, ideas, with your purpose overall. Now on May the 19th, we've got Venus entering Cancer, very nurturing influence entering your 12th house. So this energy, of course, the 12th house is the kind of house that is connected to more of a withdrawal, behind the scenes work. And it's a very soft influence upon this area of your life. But at the same time, with Venus in the 12th house, we often become more secretive about our love life, about our relationships. If we start a relationship during a transit of Venus in the 12th house, we might want to keep it private, at least in the initial phase. But this energy makes you more private, more secretive about love affairs, love matters as well. And at the same time, with Venus in the 12th house, you might be more sleepy. You might want to spend more time in your bedroom, in your bed. For example, you might need more rest. You might be more emotionally receptive, maybe even more triggered, especially here, more aware of any situations when you feel left out. And Venus in the 12th house increases that sense of sensitivity, especially when it comes to our social connections. So it's something to be also aware of. But here with Venus in the 12th house, it's a good time for rest, for engaging in creative activities, nurturing activities as well. Don't take everything too personally in relationships. Sometimes you might have to rely more on yourself. External support is not always at hand. All right, so that's here Venus. Now on the 21st, we start the Gemini season. The Sun enters Gemini, that's your 11th house. And the 11th house is associated with friendships, long-term goals, your life direction as well. And this is a very sociable energy, which will, of course, influence your life until the second part of June. But overall here, this energy gives you a lot of vitality. Energy makes you feel more noticeable, more noticed in social group environments as well. It could bring new connections, it especially because on the 22nd of May, we've got the Sun and Uranus conjunction, and this energy could bring some unexpected situations, news, new connections, maybe some unexpected opportunities through networking, through group involvement, through social connections, a shift or change of dynamic, especially when it comes to your long-term dreams and plans as well. So something outside your control overall, it may come through others, through other people, through some group involvement. It might influence or redirect your path. Now here, and this is happening at 1 degree of Gemini. Now we end the month with a full moon in Sagittarius. So we started this month with a full moon in Scorpio, and we end with a full moon in Sagittarius. So we start on a more intense note, we end on a more relaxed note. Full moon in Sagittarius, that's your 5th house. We've got a lovely connection between Sagittarius and Leo ascendant. It's a trine. So this energy, generally your month ends on a creative, fun note. And perhaps generally, of course, full moons are can be quite intense, not always fun. They bring up to light things we have overlooked or missed. And this energy could also make you realize what truly matters in your life. You might be craving more fun, more, perhaps you might have a strong need, perhaps engage in something that can help you to feel free, adventure. You might be craving fun, adventure as well. But at the same time, this could see you completing an important project. Maybe it's a turning point in your relationship as well. Maybe your children might be going through an important milestone and they might need your support. So we'll see how it will work out for you closer to the date. In the meantime, have a great month, and until the next time, bye for now.